Welcome back. Casual gaming episode number 3, right? Presented by no one, seen by few, heard by friends. How's everybody doing?
Good.
When I hit the
fine like a hot tamale.
Well, when I took a shower, I was figuring out, okay, how am I going to intro this? And that's what I came up with.
You were snapping the whole time you were thinking that
too. That is true.
Snapping with a good man.
Well, what do we have for us today, Rye?
I've been super excited to talk about this little topic that we're going to talk about, and I think it's current. It's something that I feel like if you've ever picked up a video game, everybody has experienced it. Maybe you do it, maybe you conduct it, maybe you get enjoyment, or maybe you're on the opposite side of that where you just absolutely flat out hate it, and you should see these people never pick up a controller ever in their entire life. We're going to talk about cheating. Video game cheaters.
I thought it was about anal, the way you were describing that.
Well, we could talk about that later. Casual gaming after dark.
So, okay. Cheating on video games.
Let's do it, baby.
So I don't know. I guess for me, I just remember those magazines that you can get at like the Scholastic Book Fair or, in the little magazine area at the grocery store. And it was pretty good thick size. And you could look up for any system that was out at the time. This had been probably in the mid to late 90s, and it had the list of all the different cheat codes you could do for the game, and it listed it was like a phone book for cheat codes that even had that type of like phone book paper. And I remember just wanting to get that. And
was it a game playthrough, like a playthrough manual, or are you talking like straight up cheats?
It had that. It had that, and it was like a full magazine. It was like a good, pretty thick magazine, and it would talk about. It was almost like the original Game Informer, but in the back pages, it was like a phone book of cheat codes for different games. And I just remember looking up. I remember just any game that I had. I remember specifically for some reason looking up Home Alone cheat codes for the Home Alone game for Super Nintendo. I don't know why I was looking up that one, but that Marv guy, he's tough. But that's all I remember with those magazines.
On the Scholastic bus. The Scholastic bus slinging cheat codes.
Yeah. Underground style. It was like the black market. That's how they got you. So that's for me. But I mean, I never had like the Game Genie or anything like that. Did you have Game Genie or anything like that?
No, I never had Game Genie. The only thing I remember using, and I don't know if I borrowed it or rented it, was renting Game Shark's a thing. Do you guys remember?
I think so.
At all?
Well, okay. Well, hold on.
I don't know
every accessory,
because I feel like I had to give it back, but I also don't know who I would have borrowed this from. But yeah. I used a Game Shark for Resident Evil once, but
I think you could, but it was like Blockbuster. See, they didn't have that at Best Video.
Well,
you didn't have any of that stuff.
I feel like every accessory growing up, video game wise, you could absolutely rent, like full blown system. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if you didn't have a TV, they'd freaking lend you a TV.
Yeah. No, okay, so that was definitely. I think you could rent that. I think that was a Blockbuster thing, because when I would go visit cousins that lived like in the city, we would go to Blockbuster, have great times walking into a place like Blockbuster. It was like heaven for me. It was so cool. But yeah, so I remember renting those things out. So you could definitely do that.
Well, there was even we had a place called, I don't know, a movie gallery. Did you guys ever hear of that one too? Didn't they have like a whole like their own separate game store, I thought, attached to them?
I think that's Family Video.
Oh, was that Family Video maybe?
I think, because I worked at Movie Gallery in college in Platteville. And
is that the one you were? I was actually just wondering that not too long ago. Was that okay? All right.
Went from Best Video to Movie Gallery. So, but yeah, we never had anything like that. But I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Jay, what about you? Did you have any of the goodies, the cheating goodies, or did you just jiggle cords the whole time?
I had the jiggle, or no, I had all the cheating goodies. I
No.
did. I had both the Game Genie and the Game Shark. I tried to share what they look like, but
I caught it.
Why, did you see
Yeah,
that?
I got
Okay.
it. And we'll edit it into the video so that for the video cast series of this, they'll be able to see it. Otherwise, the
Yeah.
audio listeners, you're kind of fucked. Sorry. Well, here,
Yeah,
you had all the goodies, but before you go any further, I just to set up the scene here we want to get really deep into cheating, go into it big time. But I have one question before Jay continues to go around the horn, and just real quick, Rye, did you use cheats? Did you use it religiously? Were you against them? And we'll get more into this later.
So-
but I'm curious, real quick, to go around the horn.
So with my research that I did on this, I was reminded about what a video game is. So does it bother? Do I get irritated when it happens to me? Absolutely. Yeah. Am I against it? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I'm against it in certain contexts. When it's online and you're playing other people, I think it's wrong. I'm against it. But to not have them available, it kind of loses the Willy Wonka-ness of video games, kind of. Because it was fun getting on GTA and being invincible and just blowing shit up. Like, it was a good time. I hate to admit it. Like, Lee was always on that GTA. Every time I'd go over to Lee's, he'd be downstairs. He'd have 5 stars, choppers crashing. He's just on buildings, just launching shit off the top. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I haven't decided. I'll give my verdict at the end.
All right. But I just wanted to know, were you a cheater at any point in your career?
No, I never. I was never able to buy those. That magazine I was talking about was like $9, and there's just no way Dad's buying. He's not spending money on that. So no, I never did them. I would do them occasionally at a friend's house when they would have them. I never even knew how to look them up other than that magazine.
Well,
so I never even tried the Game Genie or the Game Shark. Never once.
Well, I was a cheater at one point in my career because I just couldn't finish games and I just didn't have the patience. That's kind of my whole thing. So I can't wait to break this down. So I cut off Jay. Sorry. Go for it, brother.
Yeah, appreciate that. I was really flowing there, but I wrote it down so I didn't forget.
Oh, good man.
But yeah, I had both the Game Shark and the Game Genie for the NES. I never had a SNES. And I think I had the Game. Yeah, I had the Game Genie for NES and the Game Shark for 64. I thought I had something for Sega. I can't remember, but I didn't do it because I liked the like cheating the game. Like, that wasn't why I did it. I did it because like the technology of it was cool, like the ability to interact with the game outside of the game, like going into like being able to cheat it, but was just
going out of bounds on the game.
Yeah. Just the
I can
technology
see that.
behind it.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
I mean, that's kind of why I did the Game Shark, with Resident Evil. Like,
Yeah.
I beat those games to death, to hell, but this
The
one
creator
time I
put 'em in
wanted to
there.
see what the game was with a shark, It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
I get it.
So I feel like
Yeah.
everybody at some point has done it.
Oh, we've all
and
tried 'em,
obviously
yeah.
everybody has, right? What Jay's,
Mhm.
that's a unique point right there, right? I mean, you did it because, you didn't use it to beat the game because you couldn't, like me, the Sally gamer over here. But you did it because you were interested in the technology and how it worked. Dodge use kind of sounds kind of similar, but I feel like everybody has cheated at some point with a video game. Like what you were saying, right? Lee did it just to
Yeah.
create chaos. It was mindless entertainment
I mean,
for
it
him.
was, yeah, exactly. It was,
yeah, I mean, I think we all here have, done the Grand Theft Auto things.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
unlimited ammo. I mean, it was great time. Great time. I don't know. So I guess, yeah, you're right. All of us have done it at some point in some way, shape, or form. But I think that all of us, you're always intrigued by it, I think, because again, when a creator puts something in a game like that, it's almost like an Easter egg that people look for, and
It's a good point.
I feel like the creators of those games that do that, they want you to experience the full game. It's almost, I was thinking about it the other day, right? When you and I were talking about it, when you have the ability when you create a really good game, and I think all of us appreciate a nice balance of toughness and that fun, that feeling of getting through it. But some of those games back in the day were tough for us kids. And, I feel like they put them in there so that we could experience the full game because, they were doing something that had never happened in the history of the world. I mean, they're the forefront of something that has ballooned into a multi-billion-dollar thing, and I feel like there was a sense of pride when they were making them in a weird way.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, if we want to get into it a little bit, I mean, obviously we did a little bit of research because I was curious about how cheating came about. Like, where did it come from? Obviously, I mean, when you actually look at it and having not done any research, I had it in my brain that I felt like it had to be done or used, or the reason for them was from a development purpose. And it turns out that's exactly what it was, how cheats first got it started. The developers, they were rigorously testing games, and to be able to, I forget the term for it, they call it porting. That's what it is. They call it porting a game and docking. Finalizing a game. Docking, porting, edging. Hey, have you ever heard the edging one? Hey, naughty casual gaming after dark. But anyway, they put it in there for testing purposes so that when they would get to a certain point in the game, or they developed a certain level, they didn't have the technology like it was today where they could just be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go to that level in my software that creates games. I'm using Unreal Engine and I've got all these monitors. No. They had to hook it up to a boob tube with the frickin' coax cable, just like we had to do to actually play the game. And they would put in the code, get to the specific point of the game that they needed to develop and work on so that they could see it in real time. And so that was kind of their way of speeding through the game. So from that, it was exploited by tech-savvy gamers. So the cheats were so hard at first because they were for development purposes that the only people that actually would use them and exploit them and use them for outside of development purposes were the people that were smart enough to know what to use them. So I thought that was very interesting. So it went from development to then basically like a hacker or somebody that had a lot of technology skills to be able to exploit it, and really took off in the 80s. Just that's when it started, was basically 86, I think, was the first game to, it was called like Manic Miner, is the name of the game, of the first like known cheat to actually be activated. And basically from there, cheating grew with the gaming industry. I mean, a whole nother industry spawned. Rye, you were just talking about it. At the end of the late 80s, there were companies that were packaging and selling, cheat accessories, basically, whether it was in the form of cartridges in the late 90s, but it got its start with what you were talking about earlier, which was your Scholastic school bus story. They would put it in magazines.
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of like, so Dodge, you're an artist. So this is, you could debate whether or not creating a video game at that time was a form of art, but I would say that it is, because not only are they creating something, but they're writing their own language with the coding. So to not sit there and kind of try these new codes to see what they can and can't do, to kind of test what the abilities of what they're doing are, they would have to do that. I mean, Dodge, you play guitar as well, right? It's the same process, I would imagine, where you experiment on things. So in order to create something, you have to try new things. And while they're doing that, they're like, well, we might as well sell this as a game because it's brand new. So I don't know, Dodge, is there like a parallel that you can draw to that? Because I feel like the artistic side of it is what drives that whole concept that they did with building that.
I do think there is, because it's interesting because I'm thinking of, like, say, Mario with the warp zones. Like, I keep thinking of that. So I'm like, everything you guys have been saying is very interesting about, because I've never really thought of cheating as an industry. I'm thinking of like controllers, like the Mad Catz controllers now, where you could have certain settings on and stuff like that. But yeah, it's I mean, I see the art in cheating, how you're kind of taking this thing that is coded already, that is this creation.
Right, it's already a code, and you're inserting locks inside.
Yeah, you're
code.
like finding way around like whatever's been what's already in place, kind of sort, or like taking things out, or I guess I don't know.
Well, they're putting strands of code together that are random, essentially. At times, they start figuring out these sections of these codes do different things, and it's kind of like I would say, like mixing colors on a palette too. Like you're kind of just throwing things together and see what happens.
Like, what is this gonna do?
Yeah. So Jay, then when you were loving the cheating at the time, and that was something that you found interesting, what was the interest behind it? What did you find fascinating? I know like the technology aspect, but did you understand what was happening, or were you just in awe of what it created?
Yeah, I just thought it was cool to be able to manipulate the original game.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like hacking, like you can hack into a system or whatever.
Because that's what Game Shark and Game Genie were, right? It attached to the game.
Yeah.
And kind of
it went into the system.
Circuit kind of thing. Okay, so that's more like hacking then, I would say, over cheating.
Yeah, exactly.
It allowed you to cheat, but you hacked the original concept. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you know so here's the earliest known example of cheating. And you may have already heard this. I did not. I heard of one of the name that's in this phrase, but I had not heard that this was the earliest form of cheating, and it is known as the Konami code. And so it was a code that was created by a developer of a game called Gradius, Gradius. I guess it was an arcade game at first. He made the game so hard that he himself had a hard time finish creating it. So he built this code so that he could skip through and finish the game. So he had to build a cheat code in order for him to actually finish the game. And
they had to play it and build it as they went.
Right? That was like the whole idea behind why they put in these strands of codes that they only knew about, that were then taken advantage of by obviously tech-savvy individuals. But yeah, he had to frickin' finish this. So the Konami code went through different variations. So the Konami code is basically like, it was a title, and then there were game categories underneath that code, or what it did, was just tagged as Konami code. And one of the most famous Konami code was Contra. So that code was up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, and it gave you 30 lives. And if you've ever played Contra, you know how hard that fucking game is.
Well, and that code then it became like folklore.
Yep.
That's like the Johnny Cash of codes, because then that code was used in all kinds of games. Anybody from our generation that used codes could say, oh yeah, I remember a code for this game. Oh yeah, what was the code? Oh, it was up, down, left, right, BA. And I was like, I would always be like, I feel like I used that as well, but I couldn't tell you what game it was. So it's like a universal banger for all those different games. That's
what it was. It was the universal.
Just the code that was inserted. It's crazy.
It may have not been the same sequence as like the Contra code, but it was doing the same thing. So they just titled it. Everything was basically titled under a Konami code. There were different variations of it, but thought that was very interesting. So the guy's name was, I ain't even going to say his name because I can't pronounce it and I'll totally botch it. All right. Let me give it. Kazuhisa Hashimoto.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, he was famous back in the 80s. So anyway, I don't know. That was kind of good. That was good times.
Nice. Well, I did some kind of my own research. I looked at a different kind of an angle at it. So I teach middle school. So a lot of the kids, I mean, that's all they talk about are gaming. And I sit and talk with them about it from time to time. So I actually I gave them, I teach science, so we're learning how to collect data. And so I gave them a questionnaire and we put this information into different graphs that they use. So it was kind of a cool thing, but we sat there and talked about cheating today or the other day for a little while, and got some pretty unique results. I'm going to go over them for you real quick. But what I found fascinating was the knowledge that they have of the hacking and cheating world. Some of them I haven't really had. I'm just getting to know them since we've been, online for a while. But I had no idea that some of these kids even have this type of knowledge, and it's impressive what they can talk like. They would join this call, and they might be talking about things that us four would not be able to keep up with, like that kind of banter with it. It was impressive. So the first thing that I asked them was, have you ever cheated or hacked in a video game? Just a simple yes or no question. I was kind of blown away. Have you ever cheated or hacked in a video game? 47% said yes.
Okay.
And this is out of 81 responses. So nearly half of them have cheated in a video game or hacked, which I thought that was high. I thought it was going to be more around maybe 15%. But yeah, so I was a little surprised by that. I asked them, have they ever used some type of mod, a cheat, or some type of hack to win, to help them win an online video game? Which to me is where the controversy is for me. When you're cheating to ruin other people's times in a public environment like that, that's annoying to me. But only 33% said that they had done that before. So I thought that was interesting. I was like, how does it go from nearly 50% drop down to 30%? What do you think?
Well, I mean,
because it gave me the online thought.
Okay, so, oh man, that's interesting.
Why do you think that's such a big drop? Because I asked them and I talked to them about it, and the answer is intriguing, and it's what made me go on the fence. They actually almost convinced me. So I would like to hear what you think.
My whole thing is,
what do you think?
Yeah, Dodge,
I think it's because of what. Well, I mean, I guess correct me if I'm wrong, because like so it dropped because they're not cheating online, right?
Yeah, they don't use it.
Okay.
They said they didn't use it to win an online game.
Okay.
But
I think it's because of what we've done. Like we've cheated, like Grand Theft. So are some of the I think that's just what they're doing. I think some of them are like they're cheating, but yeah,
they're like their answer to me was literally, it's fun to sit there and do that stuff with the game. Like
because I mean sometimes some of this stuff is like it's almost just like glitchy stuff too. Like can be.
What's the one thing?
Cheating, but
what's the one thing that out of all of our cheating experiences, what's the one thing that was missing on it? Online. If we all could have done that online and gotten into some type of server of our own and cheated and played a game and had fun with it, we all probably would have done it. And they sit there and say that they just have so much fun on their servers putting in these mods and cheats, and it's just fun. So when Jay said that, I laughed when he said earlier, like I had all the cheats as a kid because I liked that I could manipulate the game. That is exactly what the 12 and 13-year-olds just told me. That is to a T. So it's interesting how these kids were born in 2008, 2009, 25 years after we were cheating and stuff. It's two generations essentially. So yeah, that's why they don't cheat online necessarily.
So that's interesting though, because like the majority, when you gave out those percentages, you said 47 and 33, right? So 47% said that they had at some point in time used a cheat, mod, whatever.
Right.
33. That actually, to me, is surprising because nowadays most games are online. So and that age group demographic, no, I know it is. You're right, but I feel like that 12 to 14, that's the demographic that are playing the Fortnites, the Apex Legends, the War Zones. I mean,
So that's coming up. Hold that thought right
all
there.
right.
You're talking
That's
even
coming up. Because
older
I'm glad
than-
you said that. I'm glad you said that. Okay. Next question. Have you ever experienced someone cheating online in a video game? 93% said that they have experienced some sort of cheating.
Yeah.
So that's where I was like, see, that's a problem. The money that is paid to play online and to do this technology that we pay to use, 97% of those 81 people that were asked that have experienced that. And that's a problem to me.
Well,
I hate that.
It's a problem, and it doesn't shock me at all. As you all know here, I did it just to see how easy it was to cheat and I chose Call of Duty of Warzone because that's where I've seen the most cheating is in that game. As a matter of fact, I think that's the only game where I've played online with people that I know of that I've actually ran into somebody cheating. And literally, there is multiple websites out there. The website that I went to was called battlelog.co. You log in right away. They have every game that they have available. They have cheats for drop-down menus. I purchased for 24-hour use. It was $9.99 to purchase this hack. I'm a PC player now. They have 24-hour chat service that you can talk to, and they will also install the hack on your game. And I paid $15 for that full package. Boom, it was on, ready to go. Jay, you played with me. You saw how easy it was to use. I was using the cheat code Wall Hacks, which allowed you to see through walls. And it pissed me off how easy it was for these cheaters to go on and just download it. And it makes me pissed off at Activision and the companies that are developing this. And it almost makes me seem that they're in on the game, that they're getting a cut from these companies. Because there are so many players that are getting so pissed off. Sorry, I'm going out on a rant because I was so pissed off.
It's funny that, so again, I talked to the kids about that today. So there's two things now that you brought up that it's actually the counter to it. So I'm with you on that. Jay, you play the most Call of Duty. Out of like 100 games, how many times do you think you'd experience somebody hacking? Now, I know in Warzone it's kind of hard to always tell. Because you're not always towards the end, but well, I mean, you are, but
no, I mean,
I don't know about that. He's not.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not.
But even the multiplayer, out of 100 games, how many times do you think you experience it?
It's hard to figure out in multiplayer.
Yeah.
I sometimes attribute it to like the ping or the server. I'm just getting smashed. So I would say maybe, like, I can't even put a number in multiplayer, maybe 1 out of 100. Warzone, I don't play nearly as much, but I played a lot. It's probably 1 out of 50, maybe a little bit more.
I mean, and you throw up some numbers, Jay. So when you get smashed, like, it's fishy.
Yeah.
It's fishy.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, I mean, one guy was pretty blatant, right? I think you were in the lobby. I don't know who was in the lobby with me, but his name was "Report Me If You're Gay." So you knew he was. Yeah. So you knew he was definitely cheating.
Yeah.
The worst cheat, the easiest one to spot in Warzone, as everybody knows, is the aimbot, right? And the people that don't know how to hide it well are the ones that get screwed. And so when you've got the ones that the aimbot is easily spotted when somebody's field of view is in, they have it maximized, like the window space is maximized. So you can tell because the reticle snaps, right? It's not a gradual move over to the hitbox. It snaps right to the head hitbox where it just locks on immediately. But the ones that are tricky are the ones that pull their field of view all the way back and make it, so that it looks like it's gradual, but it's actually snapping. And those are the ones that are hard to talk about. But that's the easiest one that we spot in Warzone all the time is that aimbot.
Well, so when you were talking about how you were able to go on and purchase it, this kind of plays into the next question because I asked the kids, do you know how to access cheating capabilities? So do you even know how to go about finding it? Like where are you able to locate this stuff? And most of them said that it's too hard for them to be able to get it because of the price sometimes or things like that. So when I go through some of the games that they listed that they have cheated on, you're going to understand that I think that when we're playing duty and things like that, these are adults doing it, not as much kids. You're going to have a few that can pull it off. But a lot of these people that we're experiencing are adults, which is even more irritating, I feel, because you're going to see, I mean, we're talking, these are probably prime game time with these 12 and 13-year-olds. These guys game all the time. So
God, I wish I had their time.
I know, right? Goodness gracious. So here are some games where they've experienced cheating. Okay. And you're going to see the list. Think about the age group that's going to play these titles. Okay. What games have you experienced someone cheating? Call of Duty, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Rust, Fortnite, Madden 21, NBA 2K21, Halo Master Chief, Call of Duty, Madden, Apex, Modern Warfare, GTA, Call of Duty. So, I mean, we're talking first-person shooters. Here's someone listed: NBA 2K17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Okay?
What?
So a lot of games that are higher up. Rocket League. Okay, another one.
He's the one cheating.
What's that?
I said he's the one cheating.
Yeah,
NBA,
exactly.
yeah,
He's like, I just do it all. Yeah, right. So yeah, that's the majority of them. There's a couple other ones sprinkled in. Among Us, I know that's become a more popular game recently. So things like that. So then I asked them, well, what games have you cheated in or used some type of mod or something to change the game? Here are the games that they do it on: Minecraft, Terraria, GTA, Roblox, Mafia. This one said Madden. Some of them said, one said, I used to cheat in Call of Duty, but I don't anymore. I've never cheated on a game before. Never cheated,
Liar.
Never did. Minecraft. They're all Minecraft and Roblox and these sandbox type games where I asked them, I said, so what's the point of cheating in a game like that? Because I love me some Minecraft. Do not get me wrong. I love that game. So when I'm sitting there thinking about it, they're like, because it's just fun to change the game. Like I can create new skins and I can build weapons and I'm with my friends and they're just existing in this outside world essentially. So it's not a competitive thing. Now, the ones that are competitive, the students that are competitive that play sports and things like that, they're the ones that say, I hate it when they cheat in Madden. I hate it this. I hate when they cheat in Call of Duty, because they have more of that drive to win the game and they hate it when someone is cheating. So I just thought that was interesting to see the differences between the games where these kids are cheating versus where they're getting cheated. And I think it has to do with that cost. You can buy a Minecraft server for $5. You know, that's much easier for a kid to get. Yeah. And you have your own server that you can invite people and play.
Yeah.
So it's more about the building of the game. Like Jay said, it's the manipulation of the game at that age. And there's a parallel between generations when it comes to this whole concept, which I found just absolutely fascinating.
I have to pee so bad. So when I come back,
That's fine.
We'll do a quick edit.
Do your edit.
Jay, I love the headband look. I used to rock the headband, and I used to get made fun of when I was in middle school. I'd throw a headband on, and the kids would make fun of me. The last question that I asked them, and this was the one that was kind of besides the drop between the first two questions, this one was kind of one of the most shocking for me. What are your thoughts about people hacking or cheating in a video game? And I gave them 4 options to choose from. I gave them hate it. Bothers me a little bit. It doesn't bother me very much. And then I don't care at all if people cheat. The results for I hate it was only 35%. So I asked them why about that. So I'll get to that in a second. But I just thought that was low. Bothers me a little bit was only 30%. So about an even split right there when it came to those two. Doesn't bother me very much was 24. And then 11% of people don't care at all. So I asked a few students about, what did they pick and why did they pick it? Most of the females that took the quiz said they don't care at all.
But they don't care about cheating at all?
They don't care cheating. They don't care that it happens in a video game. And I asked them why. No, they do. Because I told them, I was like, if you don't play video games, don't take this. Like,
right.
It's
okay.
Yeah, there's a sample size of gamers. Yeah,
I have like 130 students, only 81, 140, only 81 took it. So the females that are gamers did this, and most of them were the ones that said that they don't care. And I asked them why, and they said, "I just go on to have fun." Like that's the mindset of it. Like they just go on with their friends and they play things like Among Us and Roblox and Minecraft, where there is not a competitive edge to it. The boys that are the most competitive, the sports players that are in my classes, were the ones that hate it, that absolutely just find it annoying. And they wish that it was illegal. Some of them were like, I think it should be illegal. You should be fined, and you're hacking somebody's property. That's somebody's. They took it as almost like plagiarism. You're taking someone's work and manipulating it, and we teach kids a lot. Because that other
person didn't purchase the game to experience that. Yeah, I can see that argument.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, that's fascinating because Dodge, I might
convert to that.
I know, right? Yeah, they are the ones that hate it were very adamant, and they had some great counterpoints. They really, truly did. And but they're also the ones in the middle, and this is where we get screwed, I think, because this is the group that they love buying all of the skins and decking out their player. They don't really care if people cheat, as long as they get the skins package, which is what's fueling all of this cash flow. Jay, how many skins have you bought in your lifetime?
How many skins? I don't know, but it's been hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. So those ones in the middle, they play online sometimes, but they more just play with their friends, and it is what it is. They just like messing around, So I don't know, the compellingness of the arguments for it. And, it ranged from it's fun to manipulate the game and with your friends and enjoy it, to they should be fined or worse. Like some of them were like jail time, put them in jail. Like they're plagiarizing, that's an interesting look at it.
It's interesting to get the perspective of the 12, the 14-year-olds that you had got, because I didn't necessarily view it when we were putting this episode together as how I was going to think through the argument that I was going to make against why people cheat and why they don't. I didn't break it down in demographics like that, age brackets to see, I guess mine is coming from the experience that I had. And so I've drawn why I think people cheat is chaos. So just people that the Lee story that you gave, the people,
Joker effect.
I almost two categories. One, I guess you could put the fun in it. They just don't care, and that's enjoyable to them. But then you have also the people that just love to do it to piss people off. They get off on it. They just love it. The other one, self-esteem. So getting back to this is what I wanted to bring up with your high schoolers is it's funny, right? You have the jocks, the people that are in competitive environments where cheating is absolutely not allowed at all, forbidden. You'll be chastised if you cheat in golf, football, whatever. Self-esteem, like it's interesting that the people that are in sports are like, absolutely not, because in theory, right, they've worked hard to get to where they are to be good at something. So they get pissed when somebody can just immediately get to their level right away. So the flip side of that, I feel like, is that almost like FOMA, fear of missing out, self-esteem. It's almost like a status symbol. Like they feel the need that they want to be the next Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman. They don't know any other way on how to get to that point, so they just resort to cheating. And then I also think that same argument falls into my third category, which is like just taking the easy way out, which is like, for me, I put myself in that category growing up playing video games. I cheated at them because I just didn't have the patience and the discipline to learn how to play the game and just to try and sit there and figure it out. I just wanted to get to the end, and I would get to a certain point, get frustrated, and I'd be like, all right, what's the cheat code? I just got to get past this level.
But Dodge and Jay, when we talk about when we play video games, like, I think that we have forgotten as we have aged about what is the point of a video game to you, Dodge? Why do you play them?
I guess to me it still goes along the whole because I have always seen them kind of as a this, like, I guess, art piece, or call it whatever. They're creations. They're these little mini worlds that you get to experience, and some of them go on for very long periods of time, and you can do lots of things within them forever. And some are what they are, and you can replay them as much as you want. But I mean, I guess that's the point. That's the point of a video game to me, is this
Sure.
Window into this like other experience. It's like, this is I don't want to call it an escape, but it's just like this. You have movies and you have like video games. Like that's.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Well, and we're kind of like the elders of gaming. We've experienced all of it. So there was a time in the middle of all of our gaming career when we were in middle school, early high school, where games took that huge shift, and now it's like a full story with cutscenes and like the graphics were cool, and like you can change the path of your characters based on different decisions throughout a game. Indigo Prophecy, right, Jay?
Yeah, right.
But then Jay, like you said, your point of cheating was to experience the game. So what was video games for you then?
Yeah, I think it changed. It's changed since when I first started playing till now. I think when I first started, it was just because it was cool. It was the technology behind it. That's cool. I mean, it's a new thing. But then it kind of became, more of, okay, now beating this game's like a challenge. I remember only playing games on hard difficulties because it was a challenge to get through. But then it's different between when you discuss about multiplayer. I like playing because of the competition. I don't care about the tech, really. I don't really care about. I mean, I do care.
Degrees, I guess, isn't there?
Yeah, the challenge carries over.
Yeah.
The game is.
And now it's story. So for me now, it's if I'm playing non-competitive or non-multiplayer, it's the story.
Yeah.
So it's changed.
I think we forget, and that's why I loved getting the perspective that I got from my students. Was they reminded me that this is meant to be for fun and to enjoy the creation. And I feel like we all go and just jump on these multiplayer because we can play together and things like that, and we forget that man, we have a whole bunch of different types of games that we can get on and just enjoy it. Just enjoy sitting back and just enjoying and having a fun in an alternate world for 8 to 10 hours a day. But it's like no, but I was refreshed today after I was seeing the results. I gave them today to take that, and I was refreshed. It felt good to hear that the up and coming gamers of the world, to me, aren't the ones that we're going to have to worry about. I think I was refreshed in the idea. Do I think this is going to happen? No, but I was refreshed in the idea of maybe it'll get better as it goes because it's a fad. Maybe it's just a fad. And I know we cheated. We all done cheat codes, but it was for a different reason. Now we have a serious thing with esports and bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars in these esports, where now you have Big Ten campuses and D1 schools giving scholarships to high school students to come play on their esports team. I mean, the high school that I coach at, we lose players. We lost 2 players last year because he was playing esports, and it's a real thing now. So there's going to be a shift of seriousness with it, and it's not going to be something that people are going to want to do in the future because, you know, there's going to money talks, right? So if there's a way to battle or figure out a way to prevent it from happening, a company's going to do it. And now you're going to have a whole nother section of technology to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and like wherever that cost comes from, you know, like whoever's, you know, paying for that, like, are they going to ask game studios to do that? Because there needs to be a more definitive line in like what cheating is.
I think coronavirus. I think the pandemic accelerated it.
For it.
I think the pandemic accelerated it, right? I mean, especially in the world of esports, because like all of these guys, and just take it from example from the Call of Duty League, like they're used to playing against the team in an arena. And there's people watching them. There's people making sure that all the technology is hooked up correctly. Like now, like the only thing that like the CDL league, like they require that the teams, when they're playing from their remote locations, that they have a camera that's looking at specifically just the equipment so that the judges can like look at it. But I feel like just from the pandemic, we've seen like a spike in cheating, and by cheating,
Sure.
like at the end of the day, like I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. It does not bother me that if you want to cheat, you know, if you're beating a game, a story game or whatever you want to do that, you're having fun with it. Like that's the whole idea of playing video games, is to escape and have fun. Where it pisses me off are the streamers that, you know, are the ones that are making tons of money. People are donating money to them because they're really good at a video game, but they're cheating, and they're out there. There's plenty of those Twitch streamers, YouTube streamers that are out there. They're stealing people's money to make them think that they're as good. That's what pisses me off, right?
Well, and the kids talk about that, because I asked them about that, and they said, you know, those are the kids are the one that are spotting them cheating. It's almost like the kid, the middle age or the middle school,
so they're seeing something.
So they witness it, and they watch those Twitch streamers and YouTube people. They sit and watch them. That's their TV. They all, when you ask a third grader through fifth grader, what do you want to be when you get older? About 60 to 75% of them are going to say a YouTuber or a streamer. That's what they want to do when they get older. So they've soaked it in at a young age when you learn the most, and they spot out these phonies and like these fake YouTube channels and Twitch streamers that are manipulating the system. They're starting to spot them.
You know what it reminds me of, Rye? Steroids in baseball.
Yeah, sure.
Money talks, just like you said, money talks. I'm going to get it to where I can get it going right with making a ton of money. And that's what just came into my brain right now, was the steroid era in baseball.
Well, and I asked them today, I go, so what if, I was like, I asked the kids, do you foresee companies coming out with anti-hack or anti-cheat software to where we have to purchase it on our systems or computers to prevent it from happening? And they laughed at me. And I was like, why is that funny? I was like, that seems like a logical response to the cheating. And they laughed, and this is where they blew me away again. They're like, how are you going to regulate that? How are you going to, everybody's computer system is different. Everybody's makeup of their insides of their computers are different. Everyone's running different programs, different things, different speeds, different internets. They're like, they thought it was funny that I asked them about that. And they also said that there are companies that are trying to do it, but it's impossible. Mac has a different operating system. Windows has a different operating system. All these different variables how do you make one product, or even if there's a couple products, make that work? So I don't know out there. I don't know if there's the ability to do that or not. I think that's interesting that that's their thought on it. Maybe they're going to be the ones that do it though.
Man.
Maybe.
Well,
Crazy.
I mean,
or there just isn't a solution. Yeah, and it's just like, well, there's just no solution.
and I guess
guess.
I mean that. Yeah, I just think the money talks, and I just think there's same thing with like Game Genie, Game Shark. I mean, they sold a ton of units and they made a ton of money, and this is just, instead of selling a physical cheat, a cartridge or something physical, they're selling code, they're selling NFTs. I mean, they're selling. The money is so big. I mean, I went to one website, battlelog.co, $9.99, or I spent $20 in total, $20 to get this cheap for one day. That was one of like 30 websites that, at least that I know of, there may be more, that offer these same types of services. So to your point, Rye, on the kids, they're exactly right. It's like, how are you going to prevent this? How can you stop it? But there's got to be a way, right? I mean, there has to be a way to stop it. And I guess we're talking about this as it relates mainly to multiplayer, right? Like when you're actually competing against another user instead of competing against the game, right? I think that's two completely different scenarios, right? I mean, one, in my eyes anyway, it's a story, it's a hard level, like you're not actually like, I don't know, to me that's not really cheating, as opposed to going up mano a mano and you're both dropped into a map that you seems or should be fair, like a fair playing field, and somehow somebody can manipulate it and get an advantage over somebody.
It's a double-edged sword, because like you said, the ones that are doing it for fun, their argument is pretty compelling that it's fun to sit there and manipulate the game. And I can't argue against that. It's just the carryover. Dodge, when you play Mortal Kombat Online, do you experience cheaters?
I don't think so. I think most of the times they're anything you're experiencing, because a lot of that's like still very, fighting games online is like a very like, I think a lot of games struggle with it, just like servers and stuff like that, and airbase. But like I think most of that's server issues, or your connection issues. You got Wi-Fi connections, Ethernet connections, but at least with Mortal Kombat, no. I mean it, it would have to be some like crazy stuff, I don't know, but
well, they were talking.
There's never ever been like something where I'm just like, what is this?
Have you ever played where you were unable to block? Because that was one of the glitches that the students were talking about today.
No, I've never played that. I mean, there's definitely times I get mixed up, and I'm just thinking I'm getting mixed up.
What's the Mortal Kombat that you played, Dodge? What's the name of it? Which version?
I've been playing MK11.
Okay, so Mortal Kombat 11 cheat code.
And that's why we know you're a Mortal Kombat player, because you call it MK. That's the tell. People that play Mortal Kombat say MK, and you know exactly what we're talking about. And that's...
You're reminding me, I've been taking a break from it, because I want to come back to it. There's so many characters. I want to come back and like kind of feel fresh into it. So
Jay, what are you gaming on right now?
Still gaming on Duty until the next consoles drop.
Yeah.
And then I'll be getting that Mass Effect.
I think we need to right now, okay, as we finish up, I think right now we all need to say a game that we promise to play, because we always talk about so-and-so needs to play this game. So-and-so needs to play this game. Right now, on camera, we need to say a game for somebody or suggest one, and we need to even buy it for the person to play it. There's the pressure.
All right.
If you buy it for the person, then they have to play it.
All right, hold on a sec. Before we get into ending the show real quick, do y'all know what the most famous cheats are? I know you
Yeah,
saw
one
the
more.
show rundown, so
I mean, I would say all weapons for Grand Theft Auto.
that wasn't it. I honestly,
That,
that
would be
was
my Google
that
question.
was
Yeah,
that
no,
was the
that's-
first one that
that's a
I
good
thought.
one, Dodge.
That was the first one that I thought too when I was researching all of this.
See,
Is I
now-
was like, that has to be it. The unlimited ammo and gun and all guns.
Is it
for,
a cheat code that? Is it a cheat code? Would the Mario whistle to the worlds be a cheat code, or is that more of just like an Easter egg?
I think
I
that
think
that
that's
was
an
an
Easter
Easter
egg.
egg.
I mean,
I don't
that's
think
in
that
there.
was an actual
Okay, so
cheat
that's not-
code.
you didn't
No,
have to
you're not
pull it
manipulating.
next.
No.
I mean, or it's something where, yeah, I mean, it's got to be an Easter egg because you can grab it, you know. But I guess they wrote that in there to warp themselves too. I don't know.
Sure. To
Yeah,
finish
it's
the
interesting.
game.
Yeah, it's interesting with Mario. Yeah, because of the with the first
They just
one,
kept
you
it
know,
open.
top level and just run, and
Are you too
Yeah,
done with your Mario
your
love
second
affair?
level. But yeah,
Okay, sorry. What is it?
God damn it. All right. So
Great game.
this is coming from the source on this was digitaltrends.com. And so the most famous was, we already talked about the one, was the Contra. That was like the number one as the most famous, most well-known cheat code. Next, everybody's played it on PC. Probably played it at Clyde's house. The Sims, Rosebud, which would give you all the money. Just keep typing in that Rosebud into the chat thing and just keep loading up your money.
Definitely Played it at
it's not.
Cody's.
Well,
No, you didn't play it. You were. That was middle school.
Yeah, that was
Early high
that was
school,
like that
Clyde's
was
house.
that was 8th grade freshman year.
That was original computer room. Not even in bedroom gaming. It was original computer
right
room.
next to the play area room.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
next in between
right
the
next to
kitchen
there.
and the play area.
No flat screen, just big
Dial-up
who
internet.
banging monitor.
AOL
yeah.
Messenger. Yep.
Yep.
I remember.
The next one, next most famous cheat, according to digitaltrends.com. How do you do? DK mode in GoldenEye 007. It was the
Oh, yeah.
cheat with the big heads.
The big head.
oh,
When you play multi, yeah.
When
and
you
you
played
could do,
against your-
what was the other one where you could be little gibbers? Because remember, being Odd Job was like the
Yeah, it was
The
just
cheat.
well, it was
'Cause he was
discriminatory,
a
is
mini.
what it was.
I do remember that.
he was smaller than the other characters.
And the
wasn't
la-
like paintball mode like a thing first in there?
Paintball mode.
Well,
Yeah.
but that was a
See,
mode.
yeah,
that
those-
wasn't a cheat though.
That was a mode.
That was a
it's not
mode.
cheat.
that was
That
a
wasn't
mode.
actually,
Okay.
yeah. You could actually change to paintball mode. That was probably to be like, instead of actually shooting somebody, oh no, we're playing paintball. It was like probably something like that. The last one, the blood code in Mortal Kombat was the next most famous cheat. The original
the
Mortal
original?
Kombat.
Nintendo?
Yeah. The original. So so there you
remember
go.
that one.
I don't know if that would be considered a cheat, like what we're talking about, because that would have had already
kinda
had
just
to have been
hidden
coded
setting, like
in
a-
maybe an
yeah.
Easter egg, right?
That's more of like a chain because I don't remember that one, but I'm assuming it just was like made it more bloody.
That's more. Yeah, that's more of an online. Well, yeah, because the one on Super Nintendo, I believe it's Super Nintendo, but yeah, like when you're hitting, it just looks like sweat coming off.
Yeah.
They like completely remove the blood.
Gotcha.
But
Okay, so
yeah,
then
I
maybe
mean,
that's
yeah, it
probably
was already
an
an
Easter
arcade
egg.
game, so you're getting more so. I think like an unlock, like it's already there.
Hmm.
And Mortal Kombat's famous for that. Even still, they have like basically like the characters are already on the game. They're already written, most of them, I
Sure.
believe.
Hey-
And yeah, you're just unlocking the ability to use them.
Right.
So
Jay, how much duct tape you got on that N7 shirt?
No, I had to load it up again because it kept falling down. So double whammy.
All right, let's finish up with.
How do you do?
I want to get on and run a few here. What did we?
that can be done.
Yeah, I haven't played. It's been like a month since I've gamed because I've been so swamped with stuff. But so let's talk about. I want Dodge to play Uncharted. He knows that I'm going to say that.
Nope.
I want Dodge to play Uncharted.
So do we have
That's
to buy
the-
it? Do we have to buy? Well, how's
I will
this
buy it
working?
for him.
How's this
I'll
working?
buy it for him. I'm going to buy him the
Well,
trilogy.
no.
Because he's gonna play one, he's gonna play the other two.
Rye's buying everybody's games. We already talked about it. It's good. Rye's got it. We're good.
Okay.
I don't think we're good.
No, we're definitely not good at all here. All right. But no, what's the ground rules? So if you buy a game for somebody, so we got to think about this right now.
They have to get it. They have to play it. Then it is written, so it will be said.
All right, but there also has to be a time frame and a penalty. There has to be a time frame and a penalty as well.
A time frame? Oh
yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Yep.
But an Uncharted game, I mean, honestly,
if he's going to buy you the trilogy, then it's a time frame for each one of the games.
No, I'm buying the trilogy because he's going to play the first one and he's going to want to play the other two. And you can buy the trilogy of Uncharted for like $40. Oh yeah, Dodge. Oh yeah. I've seen you naked. I know exactly what game you're going to want.
I don't think I've ever seen you naked, Dodge.
No, I haven't.
I was kind of jealous at first.
I have not seen that. No, I didn't.
All right.
So yeah, that's what I want. I want Dodge to play.
All right, so Dodge.
Yeah.
Choose. You have 3 people to choose from to pick a game for them to play.
Well, I mean, I don't want it to be a.
You don't have to.
I want to take mine back. I want a different game.
See, now we're talking about forced issues now. Yeah, now it's like.
I want him to play Uncharted, but it might be Silent Hill 2. Because I want to hear the comparison to Resident Evil.
See, now you're talking, like.
So TBD. Give me a minute. Do the loop, and then I'll come back and I'll decide between Uncharted or.
Well, I've got one, and I'm not sure who I'm going to drop it on. I think I'm going to drop it on Jay. Mine.
Go ahead. What is it?
I want Jay to play Deus Ex.
Okay.
I've already played the first and second and beat them both.
Shit!
With the times.
God, I fucking swung and missed right off the rip.
Yeah. Way off. You're just so far off you don't even understand. The first Deus Ex, I read every computer screen. You know how you go through the offices and you're all...
I'm playing it right now. That's why.
Yeah, you're sneaking through the offices, right? Looking at all the computer terminals, reading Kathy and Jacob's emails back and forth about the conundrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Done it.
All right, Dodge, pick. I got to go back to the drawing board. Okay, I got to go back to the drawing board. Because I think, depending on who you pick to play a game, is gonna be.
Well, we've talked about that. Me, Clark, and Jay we've talked about this, and mine for Jay is Resident Evil.
Yeah, 100% done. Book it. I've been looking for the past 5 minutes top 10 best Resident Evil games because I knew I knew that we were gonna get here. Everybody's ranking as number 1 as the Resident Evil remake in 2002. It is available on the PS4 and the Switch. So I think I'm going to do that one. It's made two top 2 lists.
Hold on. I think you need to go based on Dodge's recommendation because
okay, that's fine.
Because Clyde and Dodge, I
also want to play here's my take on it. Right, settle your horse. This doesn't even involve you. Okay. I want to play the first one because I think I'm going to get giddy and want to keep running the gauntlet.
There'll be a WR. There'll be a few WRs.
Because I think I'm going to go from the 1 to 2 and just kind of follow. Because you can play Resident Evil 2 remake on PS4 as well. But I think that Xbox will be out soon. But if it wasn't going to be either of those two, it would have to be Biohazard, right?
Well, I'm actually with you on the first one. The only thing with that, though, is it's tank controls still in the first one. So I'm just saying, get ready for a different experience with the tank
what controls is it?
It's still the Resident Evil 1 remake is still like the old school controls. It's new camera angles, but it's
I think you got to go off of Dodge's recommendation.
You can probably still use the stick, but you're probably gonna be fine, and I'm mistaken.
All right, I got mine for Rye. Here's mine for Rye Clark.
If Resident Evil 1's a good choice. It's a good choice.
I already played it.
God damn it!
I got it.
We already got Ryan's as well, right? We got yours?
Yeah, I've already played Last of Us as well.
Yours is Mass Effect.
Oh man.
All right.
So-
all
Which you
right.
played,
All right.
but you
all right.
stopped.
I haven't beaten it. I have not beaten the game.
I know.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
gotta play. Yeah, that's a good one, Jay.
All
And
right.
honestly, Clark, that's the only reason I'm harping because we're talking about all this, and it's just like, man, another game that today con, another trilogy
All right.
possibly.
All right. Mine's
Okay,
Mass
No, I'm
Effect.
totally down for Uncharted. I will play it.
No,
I will-
I'll pump the brakes on the Uncharted Dodge. Okay, I'll pump the brakes on that. I will get you Silent Hill 2, which is one of my favorite games of all time. It's a horror type game, because I've never Dodge. Some of you may not know this, but I've never beaten a Resident Evil before because I was a Silent Hill fan.
You were a Silent Hill guy, yeah.
So I never and I enjoyed Resident Evil, but you're right. The camera angles on the first Resident Evil were tough to get used to, and Silent Hill was over the shoulder kind of feel. So
All right.
I will
so,
do Silent Hill 2 because I want to hear the comparison.
all right. So what are you doing, Rets? Then you're gonna do Resident Evil.
Um,
No one's picked one for Rets yet.
I
Yeah,
know, but
I
he
haven't
just said
gotten
he just said he's never beaten any.
yeah,
of
but
them.
I want to be given one. You can give me one, Rye. You haven't given anybody one.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
gotta
I
give
am.
him one, right?
You know.
You
You're
just
talking
gotta,
about.
listen. You got to understand. I've been through
Jay has to give him one.
trophy races. Now Jay gave Rye Mass Effect.
I have to do
Oh, yeah,
Mass
yeah,
Effect.
yeah.
I have to do
Yeah,
Mass
that's
Effect.
right.
That's
And
fine. I'm gonna get
Rye,
on.
think of some. What are some of your favorite?
Dodge also gave that to Rod too, just so you know.
Yeah.
That's a
I mean,
tag team.
yeah.
Man, I gotta.
Well, all right. Well, we know what, Rye. Come back to it. We'll get it in the next episode.
All right, fine. We'll recap everything, and I'll have a game ready for you to.
Or so, if somebody else has one, I don't know. Does somebody else?
Yeah,
have
I don't
one
have
right
to be
now?
the one that
Well,
that
that's what
throws it out.
I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah. This to come from Rye or Dodge. You want me to give Reds one?
Yeah, I want
mean,
you to
that's
give
not
Rets
coming
one.
from you two. No, you
What do
gotta
you got,
give
Jay?
somebody something. The hell we doing
I don't
here?
know
But
what
here's
you
the thing.
gamed
Rye
though.
hasn't
Here's the
beaten
other
very many
thing.
games. Rye hasn't beaten very many games. So how are we supposed to?
Yeah, why are you putting the pressure on me?
Yeah, he doesn't finish games. He's
Yeah,
got
I-
a lot of like 30%ers.
I got a lot. I own a lot of trophies on 30%ers. I'll beat
So
you on
if
the
someone
trophy
else has
race.
a recommendation, I'm in.
All right, I got it.
Oh, here we go.
But I don't know if you can get it for. Yeah, I think you can. Max Payne.
I've played Max Payne. I played it for PS2.
Fuck.
Yep. That was a
That's
good one.
why I think Dodge should give Reds one because Dodge, you know everything Reds has played pretty much.
Well, I'm also thinking like, dude, I just downloaded oh my god, Zombie Army.
Oh, I
War
got
of the
one.
Dead 4.
I got one. I
on
got one.
PS4. There's like some awesome free ones right now.
Have you-
Days Gone. Remember that just came out like not too long ago? Free on
Yeah.
PS4 right now.
I got one.
If you have Plus.
I do.
I got one. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
I don't know if I don't think I've played that one.
Nope.
Okay.
Just came out last year.
What is it?
Star Wars
Is this the one that
Jedi
EA
Fallen
got torn
Order.
apart on?
It's the
Yes.
I heard it's I don't know how hard it is, but they say it's like
So they say
the Dark
I
Souls
have played
esque,
it. I
right,
have
or
played it.
something.
And I'm at the last boss level, so I haven't beat it yet.
Okay.
But that's the one. Of course, I haven't beat it yet. No, but you already
You
knew that.
won't.
All
You
right.
won't.
All right.
All right. Well, we got assignments to do.
All right.
Again, I appreciate everybody tuning in and listening to us just kind of sit here and bullshit for a little while. It's fun for us, so hopefully that fun is kind of rubbing off onto you guys. Shout out to all the friends that have been listening and checking it out. We got a text from Grits311 the other day, Mr. Dewey, saying that he missed doing all the Halo nights and stuff like that. So we miss doing that as well, Dewey. And Dewey, and those of you that were a part of the Halo nights, we are planning on doing a Halo night episode where I think we should have everybody come on, get some of the gems,
I love it.
have them come on and
crazy.
talk about Halo night, because that was good times and a lot of noodle salad at that time. So anyway, just enjoyed talking about it with you guys. I know we all kind of talked about cheating in our own way. So, final verdict: Dodge, you for or against cheats in video games?
I guess I don't care.
Don't care. Gotcha. Jay. No, I got. Yeah.
I also do not care.
Okay, Rye.
Multiplayer, they can all go to hell. And story games and whatnot, if those people are just having a good time and enjoying themselves, I'm okay with it.
I think for me, as long as it's not happening at the competitive level, if it's happening on the multiplayer platform that we play on, I don't think I experience it enough to where it's affecting me negatively. It is annoying when it does happen. I'm with you on that. And if there is an easy fix to that, I'm all for it. But as long as it's not happening and they kind of fix this whole Twitch streaming, getting paid and looking like you're God on a game and getting millions of dollars from kids, I'm not okay with that. So I think I'm for cheating in a way, just as long as it's regulated within the competitive world. So cool, guys. Well, hey, I hope everybody enjoyed some of the information we had for you this week, and we'll be getting back to you here in a couple weeks with a brand new episode. Good times.
And just remember Sean Connery's line. You better take two, Peter.
There it is.
Thank you for the breadies. Before the movie came out, it's this artist out here that does renditions of stuff like this, and he sells them on Pristine. He comes up, the Mortal Kombat stuff he makes is so cool. The Sub-Zero Scorpion one I was bidding on, it went for like $40. It was pretty sweet. But I just got this not that long ago.
Well, I mean, let's just show off shit. Let's just show off shit.
99 Sega Bass Fishing. Have you played any Sega Dreamcast since you came down here and bought it? Oh my god.
I played McGrath.
That's it though.
That was my first. I played McGrath. Yeah, that's it. Because just give me a second. I'm gonna get her hooked up to the internet. Oh, I didn't show you this.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
It's great.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna get a
12 to
beer and then
14.
we're gonna get going.
Yeah.